Hello everyone, and welcome back to Matterhorn. Sorry I've been gone. I actually just had the flu this past week and could barely even get out of bed, but I am finally feeling better. Over the last few days, there have been numerous previews posted online about the Elder Scrolls Blades. A few major news outlets like Mashable, Geek, and Polygon were evidently invited to an on-hands preview event where they got some time to play Blades on an iPhone XS Max. I've read through many of these previews, and most of them cover the same beats, but I'll go over some of the major themes they all seem to have. First, nearly every preview states that the graphics look stunning. From all the videos and photos I've seen, I absolutely agree here. The game seems to run very smoothly, though we must also take into account that the hardware they are showing it on is top tier. It remains to be seen how the game fares on less able devices. Still, the Polygon article was particularly gushing, saying, quote, "The visuals are stunning. I wander around my town, a between missions hub world, talking to various merchants. I am surprised at how much detail there is, given that this is all running on a phone." End quote. They go on to describe lighting and texture quality, saying, quote, "Blades looks on par with Skyrim's dungeons and models. Lighting with real-time shadows and high-resolution textures blanket the world, giving it a lived-in and at times creepy vibe. There is no better graphical showcase on mobile than Blades." End quote. Next, one-handed mode apparently seems to work great. Mashable's preview even uses this as their headline, they loved it so much. You can turn the device to landscape mode and use what are essentially fake dual analog controls, or you can turn your phone upright into portrait mode to control with one hand. Bethesda seems to have done a great job tailoring this game to both formats. I can see myself playing one-handed while eating a snack or watching TV, while when I want to get more into the game, I can turn the device to landscape mode and become more engrossed in exploration or combat. The game looks great in both modes. Also, controls seem to be a lot more involved than what we previously thought. There is a system of blocking, parries, attacks, and magic. You have to hold the screen to charge attacks and then you swipe. According to Mashable, this is a fun way to interact with the game. So while I am still skeptical, there were other outlets that also seem to agree with this assessment. We have to temper our expectations, as this is a mobile game after all, but at least the initial fear of combat being relegated to just frantically swiping your screen seems to have not come to fruition. This doesn't even take into account the fact that there is a spells system. Polygon's article talks about some specifics that I haven't seen before. Here's what they say, quote, "Spells are an option. I mix in a fireball after a combo to set a giant rat on fire. Other unlockable skills add more variables to the combat, but there are no classes in Blades. Instead, everyone will play as some variant of a spell sword, though you will be able to focus on specific trees, emphasizing casting or melee, for example." End quote. So this is the first bit I have seen referencing the fact that there aren't any classes, which is somewhat disappointing. However, the ability to have upgrade trees that focus either on sword or magic is encouraging. We will have to wait to see how deep it is, but given that the game is limited in class, hopefully the skill tree is extensive. Finally, there doesn't seem to be any bows in the game, which is definitely not something I'm happy about if true. Instead, it appears that there are light, medium, and heavy swords as well as various levels of shields. So if you're a sword or melee playing character, you are covered. Obviously the spell system could be complex, but we've only seen some basic fire attacks as of yet. Also, there's no mention of gyro support, though without bows, this is probably fine. Anyway, that about covers it. The fact that they had a preview event is great news. Closed beta codes likely are going out if they haven't already. The game is still on track to launch in spring, which has about 3 months left, plus there's early access on the way prior to the full launch, so hopefully we don't have too much longer to wait. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.